Bună dimineața la o ediție specială a dezbaterilor prin magazin sau în engleză prin talk. Avem alături pe Ilie Ghiciuc, co-fondator Advas și un antreprenor cu state vechi în IT-ul ieșean. Îl știm de la FinSlices, dar cu siguranță și de la multe alte comunități și multe alte companii în care a fost implicat. Salut, Ilie, și felicitări!
Bună, Dan! Mulțumesc de invitație și mulțumesc pentru toate gândurile bune.
Cum de-ai ajuns la Advis? Eu sunt în continuare mândru și uite că ni se alătură și cofondatorul Soren.
From Hamburg.
Hi Soren, how do you do?
Very well. Nice to meet you. Hope
nice
you're well.
To meet you too. And congratulations on your new venture, even if it's 2019 ventures. But congratulations on the fact that you convinced a lot of powerful investors to come aboard. I saw the list. Very interesting.
Thank you very much.
How was the experience of discussing with investors in an IT, in a startup in fintech during this pandemic crisis?
So interestingly, we were scouted during this crisis, to be honest. Yeah. So when Ilie and I in 2019 started working on Advas, we had some early talks with venture capital funds. Yeah. And we kept hearing, hey, you're too early, you need this, you need that, you need a functional product, you need first revenues, you need business partners, so everything, so to say, a normal business needs. And then we said, well, we're too early to talk to VCs, so let's park this. So we are bootstrapped mainly, we have invested ourselves a lot of money into the business. And then we were scouted by the lead investor. So they contacted us and we said, no, we don't want to hear the same story again. So we're too early. Don't continue because we don't have the revenue yet and the product's there. And said, no, it's interesting. So B2B and SaaS, what you're doing is so interesting. We want to speak. So they continued talking. And that was actually in the middle of the crisis in March 2020. So, and then, yes, there was a short stop because COVID hit some portfolio companies of all investors. So they needed to deal with portfolio companies a bit. Yeah. But then they straight on continued the talks because digitalization in banking and insurance is a key thing. And we are one ecosystem partner who can help them to drive down costs, to increase customer user experience. So it was a very healthy discussion then with a lot of speed, because they saw the potential, all four investors who then came on board. So I think, digitalization or transformation of financial institutions is a big thing. And we're a provider, we're a supporter here in that case.
From this perspective, I would say Corona kind of slowed things down for a few months at the beginning of 2020. But also a few months later, it was interesting to be in conversations with potential customers talking about how they need to accelerate digital transformation. So I think from this perspective, it was maybe slow for a few months after March, but then things picked up quite quickly after that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're muted, Dan.
Yeah. This is the problem of 2020. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Tell us
yes.
about the name of the company. What does it come from, Advas? What does it mean, the company?
Yeah, we worked with actually a Romanian branding agency, and we worked with them on finding the name, and they came up with a very interesting concept, which was a mix of the word etc. and value-added services. And we really love this name because there's also a German word which is written with a W instead of a V, which means something. And we thought it was a very nice combination of etc. value-added services, which is exactly what we do. And in German also, kind of something for everybody in a way, which is our vision to build the largest marketplace in the world for value-add services, so that we find the right service, we find the right something for every customer of every bank. And but I personally prefer my own explanation, which is that EDVA stands for extraterrestrial technology for value-add services. I think that's much better.
Yes, extraterrestrial. Yeah. Soren, is there what does your platform bring new to the market? You are the expert here in the financial services from the two founders.
So prior to founding EDVA with Ilie, I was a managing director in a value-add services company or an assistance business. So we had own products that we sold to insurance companies and to banks. And we always saw the same pain points that banks and insurances have. So today, customers want personal experience and personal offers that suit their lifestyle, and they want digital interactions. So they have a high expectation of digital user experiences, and they really only pay prices and show loyalty towards a brand when there is service or offers that provide individual value. So, and then businesses go out to the market and look for services that they can use to enhance their own products, their cards, accounts, insurance products, and whatsoever. So they go to the market and try to find new services, which is very difficult because it's a fragmented European market. And sometimes just one provider has one cool service to offer. And the second problem, once they've found services, maybe 3 services from 3 different providers, and they want to integrate in their own technical ecosystem, those projects take years and become very expensive because banks and insurance companies are not made to integrate several services into their own ecosystem. And so this is where EDVA comes into play. So we are looking through hundreds of services in the market. We do the sourcing, due diligence of service partners, we negotiate the price, and we also conclude the service partner contract. And then we integrate all those services just once for all our business partners. So banks, insurance companies, or other e-merchants, for example, they have one API, the interface to EDVA, to have access to the whole market of value add services or extra services. And the user, so the customer of banks, insurance companies, also have just a single sign-on and can access and use all services that have been published for them and which they, for example, purchase also in our platform. So one API with access to the whole market, and pretty much is what we bring. So that's a 10x improvement in launch time. We cut down the cost for running a service program by half with our SaaS technology, I would say.
So actually, what I understand is that these service providers do not have to be from the same group. Okay, so they can be from different financial groups, and but now you are focusing only on the German market. Do you plan to expand on other European markets, or maybe even more?
Yes, definitely. So we've just shared contract and hopefully signed them with the next days with the Austrian companies. So that's the next step. It's a German-speaking market, but the technology that we have a focus on the German-speaking market. This is where we founded the company, but our technology is made for international expansion. So it's already today bilingual, German, English, and we can add any language at any time. And I think we're holding now talks with first Romanian bank, and we're definitely here to expand internationally.
From a business perspective, of course, the plan is to focus on one market initially, just to be able to, kind of build like a bridgehead and expand a little bit the market position that we have. And as a follow-up, of course, we will look to other markets. So we're thinking about UK, we're thinking about the Nordics, but also more emerging markets, including East European countries, India, Turkey, which are very, very fast-growing markets for value-add services.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
A question for Ilie. Was it hard for a Romanian entrepreneur to enter, to be an actor in the German startup technology market? Was it hard? How was it for you? Because you moved with your family to Berlin, from what I remember, for some years now. How was the experience for a Romanian guy there?
Yeah, we went for 2 weeks to check it out and to see if we like to stay in Berlin, and then we ended up staying for a few months, and then we ended up just staying. And I don't know if my experience is typical for what you would call let's say an immigrant in Germany, but I had a very, very, very positive and very nice landing in Germany, especially in Berlin, which is a extremely international city. And there was actually around the time where I moved there was in the press an article that Berlin has the most diverse workforce in IT in the world. It was like San Francisco has 44% or something of the workers in IT from other countries. Berlin had like 46% or something like this. So it's a very, very diverse, very international crowd. It was very nice to come there. Authorities were very helpful in figuring out all the paperwork and so on. So it was overall, I would say, extremely pleasant experience. And then shortly after I moved to Berlin, I met Zoran at a conference. It was an insurance conference in Amsterdam, and we just connected in a good way. We started talking about this idea. I was really pumped up by Zoran's enthusiasm. I have to say he is one of the few entrepreneurs that I've ever met or worked with who took like the idea and went to market and started to do sales. And I found that just a very nice experience. So we started working together, and the rest of the story worked out in a good way. I haven't had difficulties of any kind, although my German is still not very good. Still learning. But
Okay.
somehow you would expect, from the stories that you hear, that this is a kind of, I don't know, a problem or a barrier. I haven't experienced that to be the case. People are very nice, very accommodating, very willing to work with people internationally. It's just been a very good experience overall.
Excellent. Soren, please tell us about this new investment coming to your startup. It's not a single investment. The money comes from several funds. Okay, tell us more about this new partners that you attracted in your startup.
Yes. So when Ilie and I bootstrapped Advas to a large extent, and then we had an acceleration program just for early stage and some government support for the innovation of our supporting the innovation of our idea. But now going into a phase where we need to increase the team, not only developers but also sales, onboarding, so customer success and B2B marketing. We wanted to do the seed round. And we put focus on partners investing in our company, not only providing money but also providing more than just the euro, which is a network. And so all four investors bring in a highly valuable network of limited partners in the background, so putting money into their accounts. For example, High-Tech Gründerfonds is probably the leading European early stage investors, and they come in several markets with limited partners who invest into their funds, which are like insurance companies, telecommunication businesses, or even banks. So a multitude of partners with whom we later on also can start collaborating. Same with Mein Incubator. Mein Incubator is the research and development department or investor of Commerzbank, with 10 million customers, a leading German bank, but also internationally a very strong player. And then we have Plug and Play, a Silicon Valley-based investor who has an international network, definitely helping us not only here in German-speaking markets to accelerate, but also internationally. So once we enter other territories, Plug and Play is a massive supporter in our strategic growth ambitions. And then we have, as 1/3 of the German banking market is owned by Sparkassen, we have Sparkasse Bremen as an investor, helping us also to capitalize on opportunities in this specific group of banks, the savings bank in Germany. So, and not only the euro, but also all 4 partners with a very strong network who can support us build the company.
Sparkasse is part of the Erste group, which has also operations here in Romania, right?
Yes, Erste Group is Austrian-based Sparkasse, but similar organizations, similar structures here. In Germany, there is an own Erste Bank, so to say, as a head of a corporation of the Sparkasse Bremen. But they're all individual institutes, but they are governed in one savings bank association here in Germany, and there's one in Austria as well. Correct. But they're in general, they have the same, the same principles. Correct.
Okay.
They're kind of one company, but kind of separate companies at the same time. It's sometimes that can be a bit confusing with the.
Yes, but sometimes it can be an opportunity to maybe also enter some other markets through the shareholders of your investors.
Correct.
Ilie, Soren was mentioning something about the developing team. Can you elaborate on this? Where are the programmers coming from? Where is your team? What kind of talents do you use now for this platform?
Each of them is in their own bedroom right now, because that's how the world works today. So the development team, the product development team, is based in Iași. Of course, because that's where I'm from, that's where FinSlices is from. That was the logical decision, and we have now 5-6 people working on the product. All of them based from Iași, and that still remains the plan with this investment as well, to continue to build a team here on one side, and then on the other side also in Hamburg, with the working idea right now that we put like business development roles in Germany and product development roles in Romania. Right now we continue to work in this setup where everyone is remote, everyone works from home. Ultimately, of course, we'll want to bring our team together, and we will see when that can happen and when the right time for that is to happen. It's been this change of working with a fully remote team has not been without its challenges beginning of last year, but we have really fantastic people, very committed, working with us on this product, and I can say everyone put in a lot of effort to make things work and to come to market in a way which our customers and our partners also find very, very impressive. So that was a nice effort and a nice way to work together, despite this whole context where kind of everyone is stuck at home.
Yes, for sure. It's not the best.
We're
context,
all very eager to come together and come in a basement somewhere and just code it out. in a garage. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, what a few committed people can pull off in a few months. Things which none of us starting out thought would even be possible. So that was a very nice experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And still
is. Yes, please. Sorry.
No, and still is a great experience.
Yeah. What are the plans for 2021, 2022? How do you see the platform growing, the turnover, the number of service providers entering, considering that you are staying on the German market for now?
Yeah, so we're forecasting to have like 30 to 50 services in our platform, to attract a minimum 15 business partners over the next 80 to 20 months. So that's an equivalent for about 1 million revenue in revenue here in the German-speaking market. So that's our goal here, and by achieving that, we will look into a cross-border business from then on. So lots to do, and of course that also means we are hiring at the moment to on the sales side, on the lead generation side, but also on the onboarding or customer success side, not only in the development team. So there's lots to do, and there's lots of opportunity also to work on.
So our immediate next goal is, of course, to work with customers to bring more products to the market, and to validate that the technology, the offers that we have, the partners that are on board are the right partners to bring value to customers. And from there on, we will plan again at the end of the year probably.
Well, congratulations on the fact that you managed this growth and also this investment during pandemic time, and working from not from office. Okay.
Thank you.
And Ilie, it's great to see also that you are giving a new example on how things can work for an entrepreneur, Romanian entrepreneur in technology, because we need more and more companies that are growing here in Romania and afterwards develop in Europe, and not and in the States. Why not? But mainly in Europe. And it's great to see that in a market like fintech, where everybody thinks that what it was to be invented was already invented by your startup. What I see is a great future for you. And what are your advices for companies that are looking to grow outside Romania, and of course that are looking for investors during these times? What were the words that you want to address to them?
Zoran, you're the wisest.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's so funny. So funny. So I think there is something that is unique, whether you're a Romanian entrepreneur, an Austrian, or Italian entrepreneur. I think if you really see an opportunity and you really believe in that opportunity, really in your heart, and if you then put in anything that it requires in terms of work, hours, efforts, ups and downs, then you can make something happen. So as long as you don't lose the imagination of making something happen and put in a lot of work, as Ilie and I have done, you can succeed just everywhere, whether it's in Romania, outside Romania, wherever. It's just be brave, just do it and put in a lot of hard work. And yes, what we figured out is we learned from talking to just anybody who wanted to hear about Advas, who didn't want to hear about it at that moment. We just talked to people, and then you start building network, you get feedback, and you start learning, and then things just happen. And of course, if you imagine, so if you want investment, 1% get investment of businesses who apply for investment with VCs, for example. Just go to events, be out, go build a network. So that's very important to get warm leads, so to say, into the investment ecosystem. Use your local network, with the city, with the state, with politicians, with chamber of commerces. Start building your network and create some noise around your business, and because that's very important. It takes a lot of time and effort to build VC networks, but you have to start early. Don't underestimate this. It's a very lengthy process, but keep talking to anyone you know or who could potentially help you with a warm introduction or a person introduction into this world. But be noisy, be out there, so that investment managers can find you, because they also do Google research or desktop research or go to statistic, TechCrunch, wherever. Just be present where you are, so you're able to be found. But it's possible everywhere in the world if you just put in the hard work.
Okay, thank you.
Your question reminds me of something I saw on the internet a few days ago, where a guy was asked to give some advice about what it means to build a great career. And he says, be a good human being, because there's a lot of opportunity in this area and very little competition. And I just found that to be very funny. And it's a little bit like this, with building a new company also. Just try to be a good company. Just try to find things that are a good value proposition to the people that will be paying for the services, and then sell like crazy. I think this is like one thing that I noticed also with my business with FinSlices, working with a lot of startups, probably over 150 startups over the last 11 years. People delay this moment when they start selling. And for me, this was what triggered me to come into this great adventure with Zoran, is that he just took a very early idea and started to go out in the market and started to sell. And I think that's just the best way to do it. It's very scary, of course. There's a lot of rejection along the way, but you have to sell, and you have to sell early, and you have to spend a lot of your time in the beginning doing that. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
So sell, and afterwards develop.
And also be good human beings.
Yes. I like your joke, even if it's a serious one. Of course, do a lot of good and be good in your field, and good things will come back to you for sure. Well, right. Thank you very much for this half an hour, but it was a lot of discussions about entrepreneurship, about fintech, about going big in Europe. Congratulations on your new investors in your startup. Hopefully there will be several other opportunities to attract new investors. And of course, good luck in expanding your presence, not only in Germany, but also in other big financial markets, and including in Romania. And of course, good luck also with the recruitment of the expanding of your development of the IT team, because I know it's a competition also here. But maybe the fact that they can be part of this journey, it's also a bonus point besides the benefits, inherent benefits. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the invitation, Dan. And
thank you very much.
We look forward to meet and have a drink together. Hopefully, not too far out into the future from today.
Yes. Okay.
It was great to meet you.